This was a good warm up, though. That was
It was
good.
nice. Yeah, this is we're recording right now, right? This is my first time on a podcast.
Oh, we're not
Then
recording.
this isn't like it's recording, but it's not like going in. I mean, we can
Yeah.
start. You want to start?
If you want to
ready?
start, I've got a good opener.
G, are you ready?
Maybe. Hold on.
I'm gonna do my best to not whisper into the microphone so much, but I can't.
If you do, we can still hear you.
I can't guarantee it.
That's the cool thing about microphones.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys are fucking gross.
This is my first time on a podcast,
And that's how we're opening the podcast.
And
Jesus
which
Christ.
part of this setup goes
Who's
up my
who, you
butt?
guys?
Which one goes up my butt? You
Who's
guys
who on
told
this
me
one? You don't even know anymore.
that.
I think me and Jory sound kind of similar, actually.
I don't know. My voice is a little more
definitely
annoying.
All right.
Yeah.
Intro, go.
Mine's high. Oh, that. Oh, sorry.
he already
Hold on.
did an intro.
I did my intro.
Hey, you guys, welcome to Best of Five, featuring Chris, G, and the clusterfuck that is Jory.
That's me.
Jory is a renowned distiller here in Greeley.
Distillologist.
What is that? What's the right word? What's the word?
Distiller. Yes, distiller is the word. Distillationer. Yeah.
For 477 Distilling here in Greeley, Colorado. If you guys have not had the bourbon, please have it. But make sure, if you guys have the cask version of it, just make sure to take your time with it and not just shoot it right at once.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time with the gas strength here today.
Jory, thank you so much for joining us, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Busy. How about you guys?
We're excited, man.
Yeah, busy.
We're popping that podcast cherry for Jory. And
Yeah,
that's,
first time on a podcast. I'm
Ever?
very excited.
Wow.
Ever.
How does it feel listening to your voice?
I've always hated listening to my voice, and I think that's a common theme for most people.
No, we love it.
No, you guys love it.
Well, yeah, we do now.
I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, my voice I feel like is annoying.
Well, we're also narcissists, though.
I have avoided that gene in my life, PTO.
yeah.
So
No, and he could trust me. His jeans, they're always
tight.
exactly. No, this guy. I mean, Jory wears jorts for a reason.
He saved in my phone as Jordy.
Jordy. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yep. That's how. Whenever Chris texts me, which has only been once so far, that's how he spelled my name.
Was
Jordy.
it? I'm here.
No, it was.
yeah, I was like, "What up, Jordy?" Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
That was
expecting?
right after I got his number, so he can have mine.
There you go.
Correct.
What are you expecting out of this podcast besides you drinking a shit ton of whiskey? Yep.
Excuse me. I am.
Man.
That one hit. Well, we're drinking the gas strength, so it's hitting pretty hot.
Yeah. What's the proof on that? Or percent?
was disgusting.
Or however
That
you
was
want.
really gross. Squelching. I don't know if you guys been watching Netflix lately, but if you have the subtitles on,
Squelching is my
Netflix
favorite.
is obsessed with squelching.
Like ASMR, but
yes,
like
it is disgust, and that's what it is. So, now,
well, I
now
have to
that's
ask,
what I say
like,
all the time.
what is squelching?
it's like
gulping.
Oh, like mouth sounds?
Like
they
this.
say squelching. Like,
no worse than that.
Oh, wait, wait.
What I was doing.
Open mouth swallow. Open mouth
Yeah.
swallow. Ew.
that was not it, but
was
that sounded
definitely
really
it.
gross. Anyways, let's start off. Jory.
Yeah. Sorry. What am I expecting out of the podcast? Is
Yes.
what you asked. Yes. I'm just expecting to have fun.
Well,
honestly.
we're already there.
Yeah. You know what? I love having a silly goose time, and
We're a bunch of silly
I'm
geese
here
here.
to have just a silly goose time and be dumb.
Jory's
For the
officially the
people.
whitest person we've had on this podcast. So with that being said, cheers.
Cheers. Hold
Cheers
on.
to silly goosing, apparently.
Goose.
We have to,
dude.
so it's not on camera because, but hold on. I have to do this real quick.
Oh, wait, wait.
Little-
Get them all in there.
Go.
Wait. You have to get closer.
Oh, no. I'm just going to.
That's 3.
Moving on to round one.
That was good.
Round
one.
That's definitely going in on how
All
that.
right, y'all.
That was good.
Well, I mean, we don't have to. I'll just trim that out.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Please trim that.
All right, you guys. Jory, do you know the drill yet so far?
Again, first time on a podcast, but I've listened to this one a
So, okay,
lot,
so-
so I know kind of.
So the deal is that you pick all the subjects from the hat.
Oh, I get to pick. Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
And the last subject is your subject that we talk about for 10 minutes.
Yeah, you have that final subject in your head.
You don't let us know what it is. Don't let us know what it
Absolutely
is.
not. Absolutely not. I did
All right.
not know that was what it was. But if we don't pick one of the subjects, I think I know what it's gonna be.
All right. Well, then pick the first subject, sir, and we'll get started.
Okay.
I'm dominating the hat in topics right now, just so you know.
For once.
Yeah.
Letting it go.
I literally wrote that for one exact reason.
All right, we'll start the timer and then tell us what the reason is.
I need to pull out the
Yeah, you
I need
get
to pull
to
out the
start.
timer.
I feel like it's normally a custom for the guest to let it start, but we'll let Chris start since he wrote this one.
Oh yeah, cheers.
I don't
Cheers.
know.
We might be able to hear
Let's
it.
cheers again.
I don't know if you might be able to
It
hear
doesn't
that.
sound as good.
Yeah,
when you
I mean-
have it close, it
Ready? One.
You guys need to, so you're holding it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you need
right.
to hold it at the bottom and then pull it.
we all have different.
It sounds like
volumes.
wind chimes.
Wait. All right, and we just wasted a bunch of time there.
It's fun, dude.
That was
That's
that
good
was 30
content.
Start the
seconds.
timer
All right,
now.
All right, let me
content.
restart the timer.
Letting it go.
Letting it go. So let's say, for example, something really
God
shitty
damn
happens
it.
to you.
Stop it.
This isn't about Frozen.
It could be because it's the same concept. Yeah, it's the same concept.
All right,
So something really shitty happens to you,
Like what?
like getting fired from a job.
Okay.
And,
what else?
And you run into that employer, right?
And what else?
But no, I'm still continuing my story.
Yeah, no.
There's
But-
more to the story.
It's not has nothing to do about what you did.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Did
And
he
we
get
waste-
you real drunk?
And we wasted another
Yes.
30 seconds.
This is what happens when
That-
Jory brings a bunch of whiskey.
Well,
I'm sorry.
in that song, horrible. That's bad.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Tell me
Summer
more.
Lovin'
Did
is
you
such-
molest her? What?
Tell me more.
Like, that's
tell
the vibe.
me more. Did you ask for consent? No,
Yes.
no. No, no. No, no. It's the 50s. No, no. Sorry.
Tell me more. Tell me
So,
more.
let it go.
Did he have slick back hair? Like the girls is so nice.
No, yeah.
Did he have a car?
Anyway,
Did she
touch
put
her?
up a fight?
Yeah.
Anyway, an entire
Sorry.
minute into it, I'm just gonna talk more into the microphone.
Please, Chris. Yeah. Get
Tell me more.
So it's having those old grudges, and you finally confront the person years later, months later, weeks later, hours later, however your process is.
Yeah.
That's kind of the question.
Okay.
What's your process to let it go?
Okay, so I guess and yeah, I guess for me it is hard for me to let things go. At least it was when I was younger. I feel like now that I'm getting older, it's a lot better for me to like kind of analyze the situation and then make the description of like it doesn't matter what happened. It matters how you kind of deal with it later.
mature.
No, but it's not though because I will still be the first one to admit like I am married and I love my wife and it's awesome. But it's so hard for me to not to like think about like my past relationships still, but not in a way that's like I miss them.
Oh, but you hate them.
No, I don't even hate them. It's just kind of like I wish them well.
Well,
Maybe like the hangups, like where it's like the things you're dealing with in this new relation. Like
but no, not even that.
no,
I think
like
it's
not
just.
holding it against her, your past traumas, or no.
I think sometimes it's just like there's just enough memories that you make with these people that you just have to remember them sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And so I think
for sure.
I let them go for sure. For a fact, I know I let them go. Like I love my wife. I love Heather. She's
Yeah.
wonderful. She's awesome. But there's like situations where like it's like, oh, I remember this happened with my ex, and I'll bring it up with Heather sometimes too, and I feel really bad. But I'm just kind of like, no, that was just like a thing that kind of just stuck.
Yeah, you made a lot of good memories in your past.
And that's the thing is like, you know, I think with anything, especially with like an ex-employer, there was times where like I know I had a situation where I was with an employer. It was a good time until it wasn't.
Yeah.
But I just can't forget about the good times because it's like, no, that was a good time in my life until it wasn't.
Yeah.
But and that's not to say that every situation's like that though.
That's true. Because like for me, like it's probably not even the one that you
Sir, can
guys.
please turn off your fucking phone.
Vibrates.
Well,
loud.
So because of my ADHD, if I don't type down what my original thoughts are for what I'm going to say, I'm going to forget. And then I'm not going to have anything to say on this cool podcast.
Okay, well you can go first then.
But
You can also
I'll
go do
put
not
it-
disturb, by the way.
I'll
Just saying.
put it on my phone doesn't do that.
Yes,
I'll-
it does. It's an Apple.
Have you seen that video where it's like an old person and they're like, "Oh, my phone doesn't do that."
All right,
phone
so
is-
we might have to do these like 10-minute ones for sure.
I'll put it between my legs. It won't vibrate again.
All right, Jory,
guys.
go for it.
I do know.
Yeah.
My bad.
You go.
No, he'll vibrate.
Just not on the
On the
vibrating.
we're not going to hear.
No, we'll hear it. You'll be all. Jory, what are the noises you make during sex? Go.
That's not the topic, G. Stop.
So if he does that, you know it's vibrating.
Anyway. So what I was saying is like one of my ex-employers that I really, really want to hate was literally a mentor in my business development. And it wasn't even And it wasn't even the fact that like,
Dude, I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry about that.
yeah, it wasn't even the fact that like he screwed me over. It was like his partner, his business partner that fucked me.
Yeah.
And he couldn't say anything because, you know, you have to have your boys back, you know. But I was like, I thought we're boys. Where's my back? But, you know.
Are you talking about yourself towards me? That's
No.
what it sounds like. Like, you
No,
know,
no, it's not.
it looks like, it sounds like I was your mentor this entire time. And then
Firstly,
something went off. And so, you know,
as everybody who listens to this podcast knows, I'm the adult. Therefore, I'm the mentor.
I mean, I have hair on my chest and face.
I was going to say something really fucked up. I'm going to let it slide.
Do it.
Say it.
I didn't lose the camera.
Oh, no!
Anyway.
There's a reason why this is only audio only, but we'll talk about that later, hopefully.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in DVD extras.
Dick.
I didn't want to say it. You made me say it.
No, it's okay. I hate you.
But, you know, so I still
As
really.
your mentor, I hate you.
I really respect him as
Thank
a
you.
person and my mentor, but also I just hate the company that he works for. So that's kind of where I'm stuck at.
Yeah. No, I get that.
That's where I'm stuck at. So, but
And it's hard, man. I mean,
That's fair.
yeah,
it's definitely human nature to have resentment towards something. That's the biggest thing about it. But how do you get past that? And the biggest way is just to be like, listen, you can't change what happened.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, see what your options are from there. And if there's a relationship there, maybe try to rekindle it if you really want to. And if you don't, then then it's not a relationship anymore.
Yeah,
It's kind of like it's kind of like friendships, I think. I mean, because we're all in our 30s, right? Jory might be 12. I'm not sure. How old are you, Jory?
I am 27.
You're 27?
27 years old. 27 years young.
Oh, he's what they call a young head now. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
No, but it's one of
Old
those
soul.
things where I think around that time is when I started like distancing myself from a lot of friends that I was friends with.
That's when you started growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I mean, you've already accomplished so much more than we have. So
For sure. He should be the podcast host of this
it's
shit.
not even about accomplishments. It's more or less like the personal aspect. I agree with you where it's like at 27 and even like, you know, kind of started, I feel like even last year, like you start to really look back at friendships and people and stuff. And you're
And
like,
it's- yeah.
what's worth it and what's not, and what is serving me and what's not serving me.
And I think it's not even like you're saying everyone that you hung out with was terrible people. It's just more of like, who are the people that are making me be better?
yeah, and yeah,
Yes, exactly. Who is aiding my success in goals, in lifestyle, and who is not?
And also, who are you willing to help out with that too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who am I willing to put in effort to help them succeed or to help them in any sort of way? Truly. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, on that, if you guys haven't, I'm looking at a camera that's not there. Sorry, that was not even on purpose.
You're an asshole.
I know, but I was saying going back.
Okay, first of all, I lost the camera. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. That's why there's no video.
Going back on
Fuck
our
you,
last
Chris.
special guest episode, which came out a couple weeks ago, we literally had the topic of when do you stop helping, and I think that's a nice connection to
For sure.
bring up.
I think it's just hard when you're on the other side of that.
Yeah.
When someone lets you go, your friendship, and you thought there was a really good thing going there, right?
Yeah.
That's the hardest part of letting something go is being the guy who is is being broken up with.
Or honestly, I think the breaking up of a friendship or anything is the hardest part for me. If someone's letting go of me, then I can receive that fine because I'm very
As long as you know
empathetic.
they're doing that, though.
Yeah, I'm very empathetic in the sense of like I understand if I wasn't serving them in whatever way, and serving used in the sense of if I wasn't like adding to their life
best
in
friend,
any sort of way, then I'm fine with that and I can receive that pretty well. It's the letting go part.
I'm the
for me
opposite.
that's tough. Where if it's so tough for me to let people go. I didn't even get to go.
I was letting you finish.
Yeah, finish your thought. He's done.
But yeah.
He's done.
We'll do it.
Blame Chris on that one, you guys.
All right, that's all right.
I was holding it. It was literally a minute and a half over. I was waiting.
I know, but I
was
didn't even
waiting.
get to do my let it go bit because I'm bad at letting it go, but I'm
Well.
also good at letting it go.
That's fair.
And that's
Are we talking James Bay or
all
Frozen?
you get. Actually letting it go, where I think part of it rolls into that empathetic portion of like I'm really good at letting stuff go, especially in a business format. Like we talked about bosses and stuff
I
like
think we're
that.
getting better about that too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for me, business is business, and that's always how I've operated. And I've always been a really hard worker, and that's that's normally when I'm talking about working, that's what I say. It's the only thing I'm good at. I'm only good at working. I'm never like, I was good in high school, but high school's whatever.
Yeah,
college sucked, absolutely sucked.
Yeah,
I
it was
dropped out of
awful.
college.
Yeah.
It was horrible. So I stopped doing it.
Of my life.
The only thing I've ever been good at is working, and that's usually what I say. But
Back in the
And that-
summer of 2009.
and that feels sad that that's the only thing I've ever been good at. But for me, it is
Okay, bro, but you're also 27, so don't
well.
cut yourself some
But
slack.
it's. I like it.
I sound like I'm fucking 53.
I'm a workaholic. Yeah,
Back in my day.
G's 48.
All right, Jory, finish your thought. We got to move on to the next
Yes,
subject.
I love working. Working has. I decided a long time ago that I was going to work as hard as I could for the rest of my life, and working has projected me into where I am now. And I would not be where I am now if it wasn't for every other job I had in my life. Truly,
That's fair.
Everything I've ever done has put me in the situation I'm currently in because I've worked hard at a ton of other jobs and I've either hated them or I've loved them. But I don't hold a grudge with any past employer or employees or anyone that I've worked with ever, because I go to work and I just like to work.
I think I used to do
fun
that.
for me.
I used to hold back a lot about, but also I know we're going over by like a lot. And Chris
Yeah,
hasn't
fine.
really. This was Chris's subject. He hasn't talked once on this whole thing. It was great.
I mean, I did.
A little bit.
In the
Yeah,
beginning.
no, we took over a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I think it is
I
one of those
talked when we
things-
had time.
I think it was one of those things where,
Thanks, Chris.
and I'm sure you're probably the same way that I am, Chris. Is that I was resentful towards it until we owned our own business, but also when you just got tired of people just kind of like shitting on you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like they fired me, but they fired me because they thought it was the best in their interest, and I can't get mad about that, even if I disagree with it.
Well, and even in my situations, I don't agree that it was in their best interest. They just did it to further themselves along.
No, for sure. But at the end,
Which is in their personal best interest, but not the company.
But at the end of the day,
and
it's like-
that's where that's the only reason I get
tough.
hung up on shit. It's
Yeah.
like this is in
All
their
of us.
personal interest, not the company's interest, and I'm stroking. Old
all right, we
Rando
got to
as
move
I'm
on to the
doing that.
next round
Anyway,
because this is gross. Moving on to the second round.
well, you forgot, and let us know if you have any
Oh, that's my
resentments.
line, yeah.
That's your line. Yeah,
Let us know if you guys have any resentments towards any people, and please say the name and where they live.
yeah.
Addresses, please. Phone numbers, if you have them.
If you have a GPS coordinates, would be even better.
Perfect.
Longitude and latitude, we would love that. But anyways, we're moving on to the second round.
You know, I can do the fade on the thing.
I know. I just wanted.
Okay.
It's just making what's work for you, man.
It's
Come
better.
on.
When I do the exhale into the mic, I think that's a fun bit too. And then
All right, Jory.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, ready? All right, Jory. You are the guest. You get to pick round 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what is round 2?
Ooh, he picked mine, not
Why are
yours.
you picking too much of Chris right now? Come on now. Oh,
Wow,
okay.
because mine are dominating the hat. That's why.
Chris does have the most in there, I think, but
For once.
we'll go with
You took
this
all my
one-
ideas
This
and
one's
wrote
by
All right,
G.
all right, all right. So round 2. Jory, what is it?
Ooh, I was actually really excited about this one. Favorite non-popular spirit type.
Ooh. Okay, so let me
Oh, I
explain
just took a
this.
drink
Not
of that and it, like
ghosts.
hit me.
No.
All right, so start the timer
fuck.
real quick so I can explain this one real quick. So what I mean by this is like we have like the go-to like the flagships, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we have like vodka, tequila, whiskey, scotch, all these things that are very.
Oh, you're
like-
talking about those.
Yeah, like no. So those are like the flagship ones, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
So,
What I
like,
mean-
when you're a bartender, like, you're actually talking about, like, your spirits that are, like, not those. Like,
Yeah,
your,
yeah, like not
your
like your
blue
like your, like your,
carousels.
yeah,
and
your,
yeah.
like your base of those, right? I'm talking about like the Jaegers, the Fireball, the fucking
Well, Fireball's
Rumpelmans,
whiskey,
the
so-
Sambuca.
And Rumpelmans is.
No,
Shots.
but yeah, but no,
Yeah.
but what I'm talking, I was like, okay, what are the basics? We have gin,
I see what you
we
mean.
have we
Yeah.
have whiskey
Yeah.
/ bourbon, we have vodka, we have tequila,
Well, I would even, like,
and
not offensively to you.
Yeah.
But I would put, like, whiskey, bourbon, rum all in the same
And the whiskey, yeah,
Because
for
that's
sure.
all,
Well,
like,
not
this-
rum, but
But no, that's
Oh, no,
all the
and rum-
same,
and rum,
like.
yeah, sorry.
whiskey, bourbon,
and
yeah,
rum. Yeah, so those are like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
5 like
But-
flagships that I'm talking
yeah,
about.
sure.
I'm talking more about like the Sambucas,
Yeah.
the absinthe, the like the ones that are not like
The
like
weird
the
ones.
main
Yeah,
ones that
yeah,
go into
yeah,
a drink,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what are you guys' favorite ones out of that? I'll start.
yeah,
Not that it's my favorite, but I will always do this as a go-to if they have it. Is Rumpelmans.
That's fair. Well, and Rumpelmintz is, I believe, technically a schnapps, and what schnapps translates to is liquor.
This is a terrible.
Schnapps, it just means liquor.
This is a terrible decision. This is
Yeah,
the
I mean,
nerdiest shit
schnapps
ever.
is always my go-to.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and they're
if I'm
good.
trying to like party,
Yeah.
well, I guess in the winter time when I'm like outside doing something, I'm like always peppermint schnapps.
Okay,
in a
okay.
flask makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
but,
yummy.
But mine has to be rumpy rumps. I won't do peppermint schnapps. I'll do rumpelmints.
Well, I mean, there are a lot
fair.
of peppermint
Yeah.
schnapps that are better than Rumpelmintz.
No, you're right. But
But Rumpelmintz is 100 proof. And
Exactly.
that is
And
the
you're
selling
throwing
point
pins,
for
yeah.
Rumpelmintz. You
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
that sucker in the freezer. It's working good. You know, it's
Yeah.
going to get the job done.
so what are like those like off ones that you would say that you like?
I have two that I really enjoy. Absinthe, which you mentioned. I really enjoy absinthe. It is ridiculously high proofed. Usually you're looking at 120 to 160 proof for an absinthe.
And most absinthe don't even contain like that wormwood.
now they
anymore.
well, in the US they don't.
Yeah.
The cheap ones don't.
Yeah.
But most of them, like even in the US, they do. So,
And that's the thing that makes you like trip or
so
whatever. Yeah,
this is what I will say about absinthe. I've done a lot of deep dives into absinthe, and I've taken
a lot of
some
drugs.
courses. No, I don't do drugs. But I've done a lot of
McGruff says don't do drugs.
courses on absinthe education. Wormwood, unless you consume enough raw wormwood to physically kill you, I believe
you won't hallucinate.
you are not going to hallucinate. You have to
Okay.
consume. Oh, well, I guess even in that form of absinthe. So if you drank enough absinthe to hallucinate off of the low percentage of wormwood in it, you would be dead from alcohol poisoning before you would trip.
So okay,
on
so,
wormwood.
what's the deal with like European people like having black licorice flavor on all their shit?
I don't know what that's about.
Probably
what I
has to
mean?
go back to World War II
know
when
what I
all
mean?
they had was
I
black
do know-
licorice.
yeah,
and
I know
Fright.
what
Because it's like okay, so it's like sambuca, Jägermeister,
Yep.
absinthe. I'm missing one. Or not.
I mean, absinthe you can throw in there. I think you said that, but what I think it is too is just the level.
Whiskey's hitting, Jory.
Correct.
Yes.
I am the liquor.
I am the one who knocks. Start calling him Heisenberg.
With those though, the amount of just herbs they use in general. So like they're like herb based liqueurs or spirits. So like like Jägermeister, even like some Amaros, which is or like Camparis and stuff like that. There you get that flavor in it because usually like even our gin that we make at the distillery.
Your gin is very herbal.
Yes,
and
very,
I'm not
very
mad.
herbaceous, very
Yeah.
flavorful, and
Gin is gross if it doesn't have like that
So
that flavor with it.
So I used to actually really hate
Hendrix.
gin
Yeah.
until I started drinking your guys' gin.
because it again it's flavorful. It's got the citrus, but it's also got those like classic gin flavors. As far as the licorice flavor goes in our product, the tarragon actually gives it the licoricey flavor.
Okay.
So I think just in like herbs in general, that licorice flavor comes through in a lot more than just licorice. So like we do use licorice in the gin, but we use licorice root. And what that offers in the gin is a sweetness. So it offers,
okay.
so like our gin's very sweet on its own, even at 100 proof. And that's because of the licorice root and the orris root in it. It does
nice.
not give a licorice flavor. It gives a sweetness.
Nice.
The tarragon gives the licorice.
Okay, so what are other like off? I mean, because I
Well,
like,
I
Well,
did have
speaking
one
of-
more.
so
I did have one more.
so,
Okay.
so technically, like Fireball is technically considered whiskey, but it really isn't. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
To be considered whiskey, here's the thing: is you do have to follow the laws in distilled spirits quite a bit. So there is whiskey in it.
yeah, for
And
sure.
if it's a blended whiskey, then a lot of the time what that can look like is whiskey blended with like vodka or neutral spirit.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Let's just go with even if it's like a vodka based thing. So it's like let's say like Crown like Royal Apple or like
That's not vodka, but
It
I
is whiskey
understand.
based, yeah.
well, it's definitely not vodka at all.
But no, you just said vodka base, so let's just
no,
say.
sorry, whiskey based like Crown Royal Apple, right? Or like cinnamon.
Yeah,
Like what are those those eight like I guess adjunct? This is my
Adjunct.
Mexican
You can say you can say adjunct. I that is more of a beer term a lot of the time.
It definitely is,
Yeah,
but-
you don't say it as much in distilled spirits.
kinda have
But I
you
guess
always
it
say
cross pollinates
infused.
if you don't really
Yeah, a lot.
know the
Yes. Okay.
terminology.
So it is the same
Yeah.
as like infused, which is
So,
the term I use
without
when I
getting
talk about it.
without getting nerdy because Jory knows his shit. Like that's a compliment, by the way. Fuck you. Like still, you know your
Yeah.
shit. But like, what are those like go tos when you're just like, fuck, I just want to get shit faced is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, what's your second one?
My second one. This is not just to get shit faced. This is when I like an off-brand spirit. It's usually because I can put it in cocktails and it add a lot, or it's very interesting. Aquavit, which translates to water of life, but basically it's Scandinavian. I want to say.
Okay.
But
That sounds super familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
So the basis of it is it's either made with grain or potato. So it's like similar to a white whiskey, which is like a white dog if you make it with grain. And I think a lot of the time it's made with a rye. But what you do is similar to a gin where you vapor infuse it. So like you distill it through botanicals.
Okay.
And the heavy botanicals in it are dill seed, and there's another one that's the main one, but I can't remember it, like caraway or something.
Interesting.
And that's the heaviest flavor.
Yeah.
And there's a really good one made down in Denver that I really enjoy.
If you guys haven't noticed that I'm the idiot in this conversation because I got lost so quickly with it. Okay.
That's fair.
So another timer's off.
Yeah.
What's your favorite go-to
Oh yeah, sorry, Chris.
like thing?
That's
not kind of in the subject.
Well, I mean, like for me, like in like the off-brand like liqueur like spirit category, I definitely love like coffee liqueurs as like a mixer when I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Because it's like still like coffee.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just really like the coffee flavor, but the coffee liqueurs don't make me,
But
shit.
let's say that there wasn't like any like I'll call them flagship like liquors, and someone's like, hey, we're gonna take a shot. What would that be?
Oh fuck, dude.
I know.
Shot?
Yeah, or like a drink.
477 Distiller Chai Spirit. If you've never had it, that's the
No,
best
I'm
shot
talking
ever.
about a shot. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
that's
this.
also a forced plug. Fuck you, Jory. But
but
it is really good, by the way.
It is my favorite
That's what we're drinking
spirit
right now.
to shoot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this counts as like my favorite, but I thought this was hilarious, and I will never let it go.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever went to a bar with one of the homies that I worked with, like first time hanging out with him ever, we kind of only talked at work, but we're like, hey, we both have Friday off. Let's go do something.
Yeah.
So we meet up at this bar, and first thing he's like, hey, you want to do a shot? I'm like, yeah, let's start off the night with a shot. It's only 9:00. It's early. Let's do something. He's like, cool. Can I get 2 apple pucker shots, please?
Jesus Christ.
Not a drink.
But it is
Just
straight apple pucker.
straight apple pucker shots.
See,
So
That's like high school. Like, yeah.
and like, don't
That
get me
is pretty
wrong,
good.
I was like
14?
I was like 20, maybe 22 at the time,
First time?
and even then,
Having a
I knew that was weird.
Okay.
so like
The dude I was hanging out with was like 26.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking is like the one that comes to mind right away is like Alizé and Hypnotic.
Hypnotic's a vodka though.
No, but it's like it's not. It's more of like that like conjunction of like what we're talking about, right?
Oh well, okay.
You know what I mean? Like
I do know what you mean. So I guess like my favorite go-to off-brand weird liquor shot gonna be Malort.
okay.
It's a fun one, dude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you on some of that Malort game later.
Okay,
but
so you say that. I'll say.
I've got 2 bottles.
I'll say
of
Rumble Mints is
Distillery.
probably mine. If it's like you want to take a shot, it's like okay, we don't drink whiskey. This is and that. I'll be like, all right, let's do Rumble Mints. I'll be like, regardless, I'm like, you didn't choose any of like the flagships. Fuck you. We're doing Rumble Mints. That's
yeah.
my thing.
That's fair.
Jory, what's yours?
It's tough because I like a lot of like weird stuff. So you can't really find a lot of stuff at bars that I'm into.
Oh God.
Well, like
Sorry,
we
you guys
already
listening,
talked
but
about
I gotta.
monocle.
absinthe and yeah. But even like Malort, you can't find everywhere.
Yeah,
There's
you
very
can
select places.
like you can find it at every bar in Chicago, and that's probably about it.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
What was the
if
purple
I'm getting
fucker?
a shot,
Yeah, the purple fucker in Durango.
Durango.
Yeah.
if I'm getting a shot, I'm getting something really standard. I'm getting like a green tea shot. Or
No,
a
but
lemon drop
there's
shot.
no mixing. It's literally just the liquor that goes with it. So like the thing like Fireball, Jägermeister,
right.
Mad
If I-
Dog.
Yeah, if I'm getting a shot, and this is disgusting, just so you guys know, well whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
fair.
people get spooked by that. People
No,
are like,
actually.
that's
I
the
always do
grossest thing I've
well
ever
whiskey.
heard.
Kentucky
I always do
gentleman,
well whiskey.
baby.
Kentucky Deluxe, bro.
Well, and this is the
Gentlemen.
thing about those. So those are blended whiskeys. And
Yeah.
what they do is they blend a very small amount of actual aged whiskey with vodka.
I love the fact.
No
That's
shit.
what blended whiskey. So
I love the fact that Jory can just answer with like, "Oh, I'm gonna do Alizé."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm gonna do well whiskey."
I'm gonna do
well
some
whiskey,
cognac.
and people look at me like I'm disgusting when I'm like, I'll just do like a pour your well whiskey, and they're like,
Oh no, I do that too. But no, but like one that's not like that, like something like
You can't
like,
pick whiskey, vodka.
like something
well,
like
shots of gin are still weird.
Yeah,
If someone does
shots
a
of gin.
shot of
Don't
gin.
shoot
let's
gin,
let's
guys.
say like new liquor that's been made in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Like a shot of triple sec.
Yeah, I do
Or
like sweet stuff.
yeah, like or what's that peanut butter whiskey?
Screwball.
Yeah, like Screwball.
477 Distilling Peanut Barrel. Is that what you're talking about?
No, because that one's probably good. Screwball's disgusting.
It's not bad. Yeah,
You made it, and you're like, yeah, it's.
So if I were to be like, here's a Fireball shot, would you be like, yes?
Realistically, I think as much as I don't like Fireball, it is the easiest to shoot. And I don't know if you ever had Fireball and Sprite. It's actually really good.
Well, there you go.
So I would have a Sprite back.
Sorry, I was trying to get Jory out of his comfort zone. He still went to it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna do like Kentucky Gentleman because let me tell you about this Kentucky Gentleman.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jory. You ruined the subject.
I really do like Saint Germain's, but I'm never. Yeah,
okay,
that's
Saint
an
Germain's.
expensive shot. That's an expensive.
You're
shot. Saint
nerding.
Germain's
You're
costs
making
money.
him nerd too much. That's your
all
problem.
elderflower
I would like
liqueur.
I was gonna say
Yeah, elderflower.
liqueur.
Elderflower liqueur.
All right, so what we're saying is next time we hang out, we're gonna take a shot of elderflower liqueur together.
Well, we can
Saint
do some
Germain
Saint
it is.
Germain. shots next
I would
time.
prefer an orange blossom liqueur.
No, we're
Those
doing
are
honestly,
fucking
God, I
delicious.
For the
love
sake of
Orange
Jory, we're
Blossom.
doing elderflower.
God, I love
All
Orange
right.
Blossom too.
Well,
Anyways.
anyway, on that note,
Moving on to the third round.
Round three.
Wait, fucking.
You already did it.
I
You
know,
already
just-
did
just-
it.
Just you have two
We
takes.
already did.
Round
three.
All right, Jory, what's round three? I can't do it yet.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but
Wait, hold on.
she and I are doing those. It's not the recording.
That's why. Shut the fuck up. What's round three?
He hasn't pulled it from the hat yet.
We're getting it. We're getting
Not
it.
everyone's good at pulling out as you are.
This might be the drunkest episode we've had since our live St. Patrick's Day
I don't know.
show.
I'm feeling great. I'm not feeling drunk. I'm feeling
Ooh,
fine.
this is a fun one.
I've been drinking.
Is that one of yours?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
one
I've
of
been
mine.
drinking since 6 a.m, so that's where
Well,
I'm at.
there you go. Maybe that's how you.
Sounds like a problem.
Never mind.
That's how I lost my camera.
I didn't say
Fuck
that.
you, Chris.
I didn't
That's
say
what you
that.
wanted to say.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Asshole. Anyways, Jory, the great Jory that doesn't judge me. What's the third subject?
I don't judge anybody, guys.
Yeah, he does. Deep down inside, he's like, that was fucking terrible.
I don't judge anybody.
I'm never gonna see the porps ever again.
This is one that I was so curious about for both of you guys. And this was going to be my topic for the last one. So
Top for sure. Top. Right?
I'm power bottom. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah. High five.
power bottom.
Was that
No,
not
I
it?
don't give a shit about that. Everyone
what's
do
that
whatever you
about
want in
that?
the bedroom. Stage fright.
Oh.
Stage
fright.
fright. Yeah.
That's
right.
a good one.
And
All right, so
I-
explain that.
Yeah, of course. So
You're doing great.
Solid.
thank you.
So
Blank.
So no, we had just talked about smoothness of voice on camera and stuff like that. So as far as this goes, for me in 2020, I had to be able to perform on camera. If you know what I mean.
he was pretty desperate for money, you guys. So check out his OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's called Jory's
don't
Thumbs.
have an OnlyFans,
Is that
but-
the stuff that we did for you?
At Jory's Thumb
at
69.
that point we were so. Let me rephrase all of this.
Thank you, God. We're doing
so
the whole
much.
OnlyFans for so
Yeah,
long.
we're doing so much. Yeah, reset the timer.
Jory's
Chris.
I'll reset.
Jory's fans.
I'll wait for you to finish, then I'll hit
is
play.
at Jory at 69 feet, but onlythumbs.com. He just shows his thumbs and he makes millions of dollars doing it. It's
And my
crazy.
But his thumbs look like feet, so
My thumbs in.
He's got wadded fans.
yeah. I'm not sure if this is getting cut or staying in.
I don't
but
know.
What's
Yeah.
the next topic?
All right,
find out.
Jory.
All right.
Round number 3. What's the next topic?
The
Jory,
next
number
topic
3?
is stage fright. So I'm curious about this one for you guys because
Why is that?
you both are personalities and people who have to get up on stage and perform in front of the people. And in my life, I have always hated that. And I've hated performing and I've hated being on stage because it feels unnatural to me. But during COVID, as far as 477 Distilling and the business I worked for,
Downtown Greeley?
Downtown Greeley, I had to be on Facebook Lives and make cocktails for people.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're
perform
saying.
and be
Yeah,
silly
yeah.
and like act not act, but present myself as real as I could, I think is the best way to put it. I had to present myself as authentic as I could while still being entertaining. Sorry.
Yeah.
And that was really hard for me. Like I was speech class was my least favorite class in high school. Like I could not get up there and talk without like being shaky and like being nervous and uncomfortable. And that's kind of how it started. And luckily, in the alcohol industry, consume a little alcohol, you feel a little better about it.
That's why they call it liquid courage.
Yeah. And then now I'm like used to it. I like even like coming here today, I was incredibly nervous.
Yeah, you're
like,
killing it, man.
In my car on the way here, I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Gotta breathe.
And then he's like, oh, it's just G and Chris. I'm way better than them. I'm gonna kill this shit. And then it just killed all that. That's why we have a podcast. Is actually because we're the lowest of the totem pole.
No,
and so people
it.
are kind of like, oh yeah, no, if G and Chris can do it, well, we can do it way better, man.
But I was like, I'm gonna say so many ums and so many likes, and I'm gonna fart, and we're gonna have to cut that. And
Okay, so I think
nerves.
Hopefully, let me know if I'm wrong with anything of this. But I would say,
I will.
I think speaking for at least
Yes,
my
you
experience in us recording all these, we actually embrace the imperfections of people.
Sure.
Yes, to a point. To a point,
You
at
have
least.
to.
Unless you like look like racist or something, then we're like, yeah, I'll probably cut that.
We'll cut that one.
Which we haven't had to cut anything because
Actually-
none of our guests have been racist.
Actually, speaking of which, I don't know why.
Safe.
I know you can't see this right now, but Jory's in total blackface. So we just didn't want to mention it until right now. No, I'm telling you, he's not in blackface. I'm just saying.
He's
No.
not.
That's not true.
But I think
Wink.
I think stage fright is something that I kind of got used to afterwards. I think as a kid, I've always liked having attention that wasn't like, I don't know. It's weird because I think it's evolved. I think as a kid, I always wanted attention, so I always would do well in front of crowds.
Yeah.
But it's evolved more into just like, okay, this is boring. Like if it's just me up here by myself, or if it's just like a band by ourselves, like, and there's no crowd interaction, there's no experience for all of us.
It's not as fun.
Yeah, and I think specifically speaking on music, there's like the best bands are the ones that interact with the crowd as well, but also the ones that embrace their mistakes more than anything, because it shows the imperfection. I think there was such a standard of like,
Perfect.
you have to do this perfect. You have to be this person. You have to be Whitney Houston singing this. Well, Whitney Houston can't sing this, so we're going to lip sing it. So you're gonna meddle with like what actually is like authentic and raw.
Yeah.
That I think it ruined a lot of it, and I think. I think Chris and I have done a really good job with it, but also not to say that we haven't had.
Well,
our
I have a
moments.
really piece of shit opinion, so that's why I'm waiting for you guys.
No,
to
it's fair.
finish.
Not to say that we haven't had our moments of like over analyzing ourselves with the ums and the I thinks and the I say like a lot for sure.
Yeah.
And I do that a lot as well. So
You still do that a lot.
no, for sure. I didn't say I did it.
That's how I know. That's how I know where to cut, because he literally goes, well, next round. So I literally see the spike, and I'm like,
I've gotten so good at that too. But stage fright is always a thing, specifically when it's a stage that you're not used to.
Yeah.
So I played a show at an auditorium at Ames, and I was like above, like 10 feet above everyone else, and I was nervous. And I told people,
so
I
it
was
just matches your forehead.
yeah, fuck dick, asshole, I hate you.
She has a nice
Dick
forehead.
asshole.
No, but it was
Yeah,
one of
you
those
can
things
land
where
a
I
plane
was.
on that.
They asked like, how are you
At least
feeling?
a harrier.
They asked me, how are you feeling about this? And I said, fuck Chris, he can eat a dick. But I also said, I'm actually pretty nervous because there's a spotlight on me. I can't see anyone in the crowd.
Yeah.
This is very vulnerable for me.
Yeah.
And like, but you do this for a living. I was like, yeah, but everyone else is in light. It's a moment with each other, you know?
And you're very
at
interactive with
that.
the crowd too. And like that's the thing
and it's
where
really hard when the
like,
spotlight's just on me and I can't see the crowd.
you're
so.
making eye contact, you're talking to people when you're performing. Like, yeah.
Chris, what's your take?
So I have a very piece of shit opinion because I'm a crazy person. And
Correct.
I don't get nervous. I shouldn't say I don't get nervous.
Bring
I
out the monocle. Bring out the monocle. Here you go.
So if I start a new job that I've never done before, yeah, I'm nervous about it. But like, I've never got nervous to perform in front of, and you guys can't see them, but they're trying to make a monocle on their face because apparently I'm pretentious.
As fuck.
But yeah, I
got it.
don't get nervous going on stage. Like I've never gotten nervous going on stage. I've never had stage fright / pre-show nerves. That's just not a thing.
What's the
existed
most
for
nervous
me.
you've ever been?
And that's super interesting, honestly.
The most nervous I've ever been.
First time you saw boobies.
No, even then, I'm
First
just
time you
like,
saw a penis.
that would be mine. So yeah, that was pretty weird. I was like, what? That's been on me? But no,
When
like,
you came to consciousness, you were taking a shit. You're like,
yeah, I get nervous on weird shit. So like, I'll just be like driving randomly and then I miss my exit, and then like that's when I like start freaking out.
That's
but,
called an anxiety attack.
But that's what I'm saying.
no,
like,
but is that like lack of control? You think
it
or?
has nothing to do with like going on stage. Like anytime I'm performing or being in front of people, like everyone's number one fear is public speaking. Public speaking is. You said I would never hear that again.
God damn it, Jory.
I'm gonna turn it off.
Yeah. But
Just put it. Do not disturb.
everyone's number one fear is public speaking.
I don't want to do that.
Here, I got you. Hold on. Sorry, keep on speaking, Chris.
Everyone's number
Public
one fear
speaking.
is public speaking, and that's literally never been my problem. Like my favorite thing to do in school was to present in front of class.
Yeah.
Because I can turn my shitty paper from a C into an A minus.
You know what's funny?
Just by performing.
You know what's funny is that in high school specifically, in Central, it was so easy to do that.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was this one time I was in it was like a PowerPoint class, like a business, like introduction to business or whatever, and it was with Miss what the fuck was her name? I don't remember. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't know.
I ditched like the last 3 classes, and it was like the whole like how to use PowerPoint to this. I was like, I don't even know this, and so I got to the class, and they're just like, "Gee, you're presenting because you haven't been here." It's like, "Do you have a project ready?" I was like, "Yeah, I have it ready." I'm like, "Can I go last though?" She's like, "Yeah, okay." And I was like, everyone was presenting. I'm just like
Making your project.
making the project, and she was so pissed that I got an A. I'm just like, dude, like this is nothing for me.
Yeah. And
So
like
I guess there is like a nature to that for sure.
yeah. Well, on that point.
Sorry, Chris. I feel like I didn't let you talk.
But no, I mean it's fine because I don't really have an opinion on stage fright.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist for me. And that's a very like, cocky, like, oh,
No,
I'm
no,
fucking,
I don't
but it's
think
just
so.
literally like I'm broken as a person.
I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think you're broken.
it's cocky at all.
I just like
Or broken.
attention.
It's you.
You just want to beep, beep, beep,
You just have
Yeah,
that
there you go,
ability.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I think there's something to be said about maybe like the metaphor of all that, right? Is the simple fact that sometimes all it takes in life, as simple as it sounds, is just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you're the same way. You're like when you're in front of the camera, the first take is always the worst take, right?
Oh, shit.
And then once you're just like,
I'm
all right,
one take McGee.
no, he's not. He's definitely not. This guy's like fucking.
I like multiple takes,
Bet.
and even if it is the first take, I can do it on the first take. Well, because we did Facebook Lives, is how we did the cocktail classes.
Yeah.
So it'd be like if you mess something up, the stakes were higher.
The more you embrace like whatever happens after me sipping on this platform
Yeah.
is going to be what it is. The less you are willing to just like, the more you're willing to do it. Like,
Yeah. For sure.
you know, we did a lot of recordings with a lot of people who've never been in front of camera, and it's just like, how do you train them towards that and be like, listen, the first thing you're going to do right now is going to be terrible. Just do it again. And then when I
Yeah.
say that, I actually had this happen last week to me. When I said that, their first take was their best take.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of funny that you say that because
Even yeah.
yeah. So my first like lesson in like live like jazz improv was if you make a mistake, do it again, then it's on purpose.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it becomes a thing.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so stage fright is absolutely a thing, but it's so much more in your head than it is outside of that. And that just kind of comes down with just being in the entertainment industry too, is like the more you do it, the more you gradually understand that like not every show is going to be the Oscar winning, the Grammy winning show.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's going to be a shit show. I've had shows at 477 where you guys are like, dude, that was great. And I'm just like, dude, that was terrible for me.
Oh, G always kills it.
But I mean, like your first time distilling ever, you're like, oh shit, am I gonna explode my still? Like,
yeah. Oh,
the fuck?
absolutely.
So it's like that, but then you do it, and you're like, oh yeah, it's fucking. I'm not gonna do that.
Anxiety is the human's worst enemy sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because it's like I never signed up for the entertainment industry. Like both of you guys are musicians, and both of you guys do that. I did not sign up for that. Like
But it's come natural. It comes naturally to you, man.
it has
Like Selena Gomez,
in an
naturally.
uncocky
I'm
way.
the thunder, you are the lightning.
Yeah, like it works out. And I've-
about fucking.
Jory,
don't say
I'm the thunder. You're the penis.
I'm the lightning.
Anyways, moving on to the what are we at? 4th round.
Yeah, moving on to number 4.
That was lightning sounds.
We're gonna try to do this one in 7 minutes, okay? We're gonna try to do this like my love life. 7 minutes or less. On to the 4th round.
Moving on.
Okey-dokey. Round 4.
All right, Jory. Jesus Christ, that took way too long.
Kind of fun though.
See, that's fun to do the fade. It's fun to do the fade, right?
Kind of fun.
What's round number 4,
I
man?
had a fun time there. Round 4 is
I wish you guys could see this. Sorry, I lost the camera, you guys.
next time. Not compliments.
Oh,
What the
that's
fuck does that even mean?
so like
blue?
that's mine. I'm blue.
Well, duh. That's
Not
not it's
compliments.
Not compliments. So it's like
Okay.
a backhanded compliment.
Backhanded compliments.
It's like, hey man, we got the job done today, even though you lost the camera. Like that's a not compliment.
I fucking hate you.
We're
All right, you guys just talk. I'm gonna
naming
go
our
back here.
favorite not compliments. Or?
Yeah,
It's a bottle of whiskey.
Or your best not compliment that you've gotten in your life.
God, here's the thing, guys.
Like, hey man, thanks for joining Battle of the Bands. I know you got the best vote, but you still came in second.
Yeah.
One of those.
Well, we came in third, I think. For
What? No, Just Torgerbeck came in second.
that wasn't what I was talking about.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We got an average score of like 72.
So backhanded compliments, huh?
Backhanded
Yeah,
compliments.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
What's that all about?
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty good at giving out backhanded.
Isn't it just
compliments.
like passive aggressive compliments?
Yeah. So basically, like, yeah,
It's
you were
like
like,
passive aggression, right?
you're like, hey, you did a good job, but
You
yeah,
were
yeah.
ugly when you did it.
I
Yeah.
would never do that unless I'm joking.
Yeah, I don't really do
But
that.
it's for real though. Like
I
that's
know,
what I'm
but
saying.
not a
Not
joke.
things that
Yeah,
you
it's
would
not a
do,
joke.
things that
Yeah.
happen to you.
Like I'll be like, hey Jory, like it's I love the way you distill shit, man, but
But it's gross. I
even though you're
I
a fuck.
I compartmentalize things really well, and I just like black things out.
That's
so if someone's saying something like that to me, I forget it.
yeah.
I don't care.
I used to be like that. Or not
Yeah,
like
if
that.
someone's being a
I'm
dick,
better like that now.
I just
Well,
forget it.
well, I guess like going back on to what I was saying earlier, to kind of tie our topics together.
Yeah.
One of my main mentors for the job that I did. Yeah. Okay. You just gonna okay.
We're producing background music,
because
Chris.
that wasn't just me. By the way,
Producing background music, Chris.
sorry,
Just talk
But yeah,
through it.
so like that company, I hate the company and love the dude.
Yeah.
The dude's awesome, but he's a CFO
Hold on.
of a shitty company.
You sound like a realtor. Because their new thing right now is marry the house but date the rate.
That's a terrible thing to say. Date rate. I'm
Anyways,
just saying.
sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
That was a fake laugh, by
To
the
kind of like just dial it back just a little bit.
Listen, I'm not personally. G's not talking shit about this. I'm just saying that's what you all say. You gotta find
G's
some
trying to
niche
get in reality.
I just want to say.
So
I
if you
just
could
want
buy
to
a house
say.
from G, please.
Don't.
Realtors have a phrase that they say date rate and don't see a problem with it.
Date
the rape.
Date the rate. I think the
Oh wait, marry the mortgage but date rape.
I think the in there is.
You know what?
important.
Okay, hold on.
Yo,
The
it's
rate.
been
Okay, no,
3
Chris,
minutes. We haven't talked about.
Let's please, Jesus Christ, let's get away from this date rape shit. Date the rape.
Okay,
The is important
okay.
in that context.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
continue. Yeah.
But still, like, why would you do that? That's so not
Chris, just
funny.
just move on. Jesus Christ, move on.
Yeah. So it was like I got backhanded compliments all the time.
Fuck you, Jory.
It's like, hey, way to
Fuck you
like
very much.
be the 4th highest selling store or grossing store for the week, out of the 30 stores or whatever.
It's incredible.
But also like, you guys still don't mean shit, kind of thing.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny?
And,
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have a story that's kind of similar to that. Is I was working for a company and we were doing production at the time, and the guy was like, "All right, here's the schedule, here's the itinerary. This is where we should be at this point in time. In like clockwise, this is where we should be at 3:00. We should be doing this.
Oh yeah, he had a whole full schedule.
At 3:30, we should be doing this, and like at 4:30, we should be done with all the production. We nailed that fucking timeline, and then he like decided to be like, "Hey, good job, but let's talk about how you guys could do better next time." So it
But
was
like you did what he told
so
you.
we ended
That's
up,
very corporate.
so
though.
we
That's
ended,
incredibly
we ended
like,
on time.
corporate.
We ended
Yeah.
on time, and he's like, "Hey, let's all sit down. Let's talk about what happened." And be like, "All right, cool. Like we did it on time. Like it was
Crushed
awesome.
it,
This
yeah.
and that." And then it came down to just being like, "Hey, yeah, we entered the time, but honestly, this is where you guys messed up. This is where you guys messed up. This is where you guys messed up.
What could have been done better?
You guys, we should have been done 30 minutes ago. And so the whole purpose of it was like
According to whom?
I mean, exactly. But that's what I'm saying is
Corporate.
like no, but
Robots?
it's also one of those things where it was like
Robots.
the whole point of that was for him to like limit the time that we were there, and he took an hour and a half to tell us what we did wrong after that. So he still had to pay us for the hour and a half that we were there. So it was so counterproductive, and all of us were just like, dude, we literally like hit the time frame that you wanted.
But how many people were there?
It doesn't matter. We still hit the time frame
I know what
that
you
was
mean.
there.
But so let's say he spends that extra hour and a half to tell 10 people how to save.
No,
a
there
half
was
hour
3
in
of
the
us.
future.
There was 3 or 4 of us.
Yeah, what he was saying though
That's
was like
corporate.
No,
That's
for
how
sure.
corporate thinks.
No,
Where
but
they're
that-
like, I'm
that's
going to
some-
keep everyone an extra.
That shit right there bugs the shit out of me.
It's stupid.
If we meet the timeline, be like, dude, that was awesome. Fuck yeah. Like,
That's
you guys are
so
good. Congratulations.
dope. Here's a pizza party.
Hey, next time. Yeah. Yeah. I would have taken that. I
Here's
would
a
have
fucking pizza party. I know you
that's
guys
good.
are going to crush it even better next time.
You guys down
Hype
for us?
'em up,
You
dude.
guys down,
Yeah.
slim this down to half an hour. Like, that's the thing is that people
You
don't
guys
understand.
down for the challenge?
People don't understand that own business. Sorry, I'm about to go on a fucking rant. People
Let's
don't.
do
People
it.
that who own a business don't understand that people that are working for you are working for you. That's not their fucking business. Like,
Yeah.
you can't rely on someone to be like, hey, you're gonna be my manager. You're gonna work 60 hours a week, and they say, hey, I need tomorrow off, and they're like, that's not acceptable. I don't give a shit. Like, we need our own time to do this shit, and I think that's why we kind of snapped. Like, you know what? We're gonna open our own business, but we're also gonna make sure that every time that anyone works with us, it's gonna be something that's gonna be positive towards them. And if they fuck up, we'll talk about it, and I don't know what it's gonna be, bring them down and be like, hey, listen, this is going on. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You'd be like, hey, you're not fitting this company. And I think what sucks about it is like people who own businesses, especially like people who are older, and I hate to say it that way, will never see that the time that the youth has is like time that's worth their time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I
It's
understand
kind
what
of
you mean.
frustrating, man, because it's like,
Yeah.
it's like you're fucking 23 years old and you're like, listen, I'm a hard worker, but I need my own time.
Yes.
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
fuck are we doing to give these people their time to do that shit?
And like even like as a young person, it's like I have a lot of ideas that can benefit your business, and also now I can provide in like ideas into the newer generations so that they can put time into your business as well. Where it's like so many like you know what I mean, like older people who own businesses are looking for that bit.
Yeah.
But then you can, you know, it's like I have insight into what can sell to the next generation and keep this business going.
No, for sure. No, I think you're right, because there's actually a lot of places that just like, well, that's not the music I like. I was like, that doesn't matter what you like. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
I have a buddy of mine who owns a bar.
I have
somewhere in Colorado.
I have a perfect example for this, but I'll let you finish. Your story.
Someone who owns a bar somewhere in Colorado. When trap music started coming out, they were so much against it, and I'm like, dude, listen, I don't like this music either, but that's not what's gonna sell. Like, if you hate Migos and like 60% of the youth like loves Migos, you play Migos.
Yeah, so
Correct.
So the perfect example, and I
Know your
will
market.
this movie needs to be in the history books for being one of the most topically relevant movies of all time, even though
Deep
it came
Throat.
out like fucking 20 years ago.
Deep Throat.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
Oh,
The best quote that I ever got from that movie, it's like, you sell snakes and sparklers because those are the only ones you like.
Correct.
That's not how to run a business. You have to
Exactly.
sell the good shit.
and
Where's
honestly,
your wine dingers and your Twizzler wingers?
if you're
Your Husker do's and Husker don'ts, with or without the Twizzler stick.
if you're down to like sell your product in that prideful way, then by all means, like I mean, like I'm
You can succeed or fail. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that live music is slowly dying. I really do believe that. But
I think it's making a resurgence, though.
I hope so.
Especially the way you do it. I don't know,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like, honestly, the way you two guys do live music is incredibly entertaining. And like for me, it's a nostalgia bit where it's like growing up.
yeah, no,
as a
for sure.
kid.
But
Yeah.
also, you're old as fuck now compared to like
Yeah,
what the
duh.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I
also,
mean?
but also, we're the generation that's becoming that old as fuck, and we have the money to spend.
we have
Yeah.
the disposable income to be able
Yeah.
to go do those
I don't know about
things.
disposable.
Well,
Sure,
well,
like,
well,
we
but
are
no,
disposable
well,
as human beings.
yeah,
and
that's
we can
some
sell our
income.
souls to have
Yeah,
money.
that's our generation though coming up. So like,
income? I don't know what that means.
but like if you think like our parents when they were our age, they liked what they like now,
Yeah,
correct. Yes, absolutely.
and
yeah.
we like
Yep.
And I don't know, like, I don't want to completely talk shit on boomers, but like, we like what has happened from our inception of liking things until now.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we don't necessarily love the Migos, but we
like it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun.
but you know what's funny is like
We like it
a lot
all,
of us
though.
don't though. I think
But that's what I'm saying.
People are creative.
There's enough percentage of people that are like, hey, I don't appreciate, or I don't like this song, but I appreciate what it's doing.
Also, speaking of Migos, RIP to Takeoff.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Anyways, let's move on to the final round. I'm excited for this one because Jory's picking it, and we're more drunk than we were when we started. So let's move on to the final round.
I like that.
As you guys know, the tradition here for Best of Five is if we have a special guest, which you can't see, and I do apologize for that. It is my fault. I will
It's
own up to
someone's
that.
fault.
No, it's definitely my fault. It's fine. I'll own up to it.
Someone's fault.
My fault. G's fault, if you want a specific name for that. Jory, the final round goes this way. Not that we've been following our rules this entire episode, but
Whoops.
the special guest picks the final round. We talk about it for 10 minutes. It's probably going to be more than that, but it's okay.
Probably.
So, Jory, what is the final round?
Final round. Yeah, this round, the topic I picked, the original topic I wanted to pick, we already talked about. So we're going to go with turning it on. Not sexual, stage performance. We've already done a little bit of talk about stage fright and stuff like that.
You play with the balls.
Yeah, but how do you
Play with the balls.
turn it on? And maybe it's similar to sex. Yeah, like playing with the balls. But
It's not.
how do you turn it on? How do you get your stage persona
I'm way more
ready to go?
I'm way more comfortable playing on stage than having sex. Just
Well-
being
Hell
completely
yeah.
honest with you right now.
Well, funny that you say that because every time G and myself hang out in a public space, it's not off.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing where
true.
it's like,
But so-
even if you're not on stage, it's on. You have to be on in public.
No, okay.
But it's weird. This isn't normal. We're not normal in that context.
sure.
So we have an issue with
No. It's not an
being
issue.
serious.
It's not an issue. It's more of the friendship.
Kinda.
It's more of the friendship and the chemistry that me and you have. It's like
Yeah,
two
yeah.
soccer players that can read each other really well.
sure.
Like no matter where Chris and I are at, if we're hanging out with each other, like we can never just be. I
Normal.
don't know. I guess can I put it this way? Maybe you can disagree with me on this one, but it's more like every time we're with each other, we're a different person,
Yeah.
but not in a way that's like changing who we really are.
Yeah.
I think we're
I know
more
exactly what
real
you're
with
saying.
each other. We're just extra.
Well, yeah, no,
It's more intense.
We like to entertain people.
Yeah.
subconsciously, we definitely like. To
And like
entertain
we
people.
see people looking at us that we don't acknowledge, and then
we
we
just-
continue doing
dude.
what we're doing.
I think Chris and I have a really good. Not that we're totally going off topic right now, kind of.
I mean, ish.
right? Hey, cheers, you guys.
Cheers. Well,
We're totally going off topic right now, but I think one of the things that Chris and I do is that if we're having a situation where we see an opportunity to like make a bit happen, we'll make it happen, even if we don't use it later.
not
Yeah,
off
yeah.
topic. That's
Yeah, it's not off topic
Yeah, that's
at
not
all.
off topic at all. Yeah.
So like no, yeah, sorry, I was trying to make some time, but Jory didn't get that. Again,
fair.
talking about a bit.
Yeah.
Jory's not part of.
I
the
just want to
chemistry
be.
just
I
yet.
just want to be inside of the bit.
Oh yeah, turn me on.
Inside you.
Inside of you.
But yeah, so I guess for me, like kind of like on that stage fright thing, it's
Like I'm so fucked tonight, by the way. Just gonna be great.
yeah, I'm gonna be fantastic.
If you're at the Thanksgiving show at Tight Knit,
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this because we're
Don't
totally
buy G
not recording.
any shots
Yeah,
at the
we're-
Thanksgiving
I've had like the
show.
best and
We're
worst
not
days so
recording the
far.
day before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. This is live right now.
But I will say, okay, no. So I'll talk about a show that happened recently, right? So I was playing a show
At 477.
I was playing a show at a distillery, which I won't say which one it is.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't that.
I don't
one.
even know.
And honestly, like I love playing at this place. It's a really good place. They have okay bourbon. Their cask strength is a little bit rough, but they're what is I don't know. I forget what
chai
it is.
spirit's pretty good.
They have a chai spirit. That's right. Their chai spirit's really good. And honestly, like the owners are good. The workers are awesome and great.
The distiller though,
Kicks
sexy
ass.
mullet.
Ooh,
So
ooh. Thanks, Chris.
you're not helping.
We're not talking about you. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
fuck you, man. This is called 577.
69.
They're on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Throwback.
Shout out to Dan.
Shout out.
But no, Actually, fuck, I don't even care. This is 477. I don't give a shit.
That's where I work.
I love playing at this place because the crowd is always great, but the problem with playing there is that it's not beer. It's literally just straight liquor. And so what happens is everyone buys you shots instead of buying you a beer. It's all shots. And you're drinking like spirits when you're there, right?
Yeah.
The last set I had there, which I always call my favorite set because it is one of those things where I play all the sing-alongs. I want to get the crowd interactive with it. I was so drunk that I was just like, I am not. What was I'm already not there apparently. The like being turning it on, right?
Yeah.
Like it was on, but it was like on a low voltage. Like, oh no, I can't. Like I can't.
You're like rocking like a 3 instead of 11.
Yeah, and I will say, like, I think maybe it's the same with you, maybe not. I don't know, but like I perform better if I take a shot before I play.
Yes.
Or like I slightly inebriate, like, some alcohol in my system.
Well, I guess I go back to like my problem of like not having stage fright is like immediately as soon as I know someone's paying attention to me.
Then
it's not like a voltage or a dial where it goes 1 to 10.
Yeah.
It's like a light switch. It's either on or it's off.
But I've evolved to that to being more so of like, if someone's paying attention to me, how can I make them more so to like involved to stay with it?
Yeah.
And sometimes for me, that what sucks about that is like that does take shots, right?
Yeah.
And so
For sure.
Yeah, like the last that I had there, it was.
I
great.
guess
it was
just
a good
funnier
time.
than you. So
No, you're absolutely right. I had to try a lot harder to make
More
myself
comfortable,
likable.
Chris.
No, he's
that's
funnier
why
than
I'm
me. It's
wearing
fine.
this jean vest because
And you can't see because G lost the camera, but Chris is wearing a beautiful jean vest.
You know what?
So I'm wearing a summer of
Let's not talk about
2003
what we're
jean
wearing.
vest
This is. I'm gonna say
and
fuck
a
Jory.
nice rock and roll.
This next one is
hoodie.
because Jory's a dick.
No, there it is.
Ooh,
Yeah, I hope that hurt your ears.
I liked it.
Ooh,
Pain.
But turning it on. Okay, let's talk about the process of
turning it
that.
on. Yeah.
Chris, how do you
Yeah.
turn it? How do you turn on your stage presence? Because honestly, people don't. I don't think people realize that, and you probably get this, especially doing Facebook Live, is that the person you are in front of camera is not the person you are in real person.
Or it's an
It's-
elevated version.
it's a
more
variation. Or-
eccentric version.
As a bartender, right? You have to be this extra
and
person.
even like as bartender,
So
you have
that's
to turn
what-
it on a bit.
yeah, that's what people don't realize as a bartender. It's like,
an act. It's an act.
you're already performing because
you
you don't
are.
give a
Yep.
fuck about this dude's dog or his daughter that doesn't talk to him. Not speaking of any person specifically. Dawn.
Fuck you, Frank.
No, it's
Fuck you, Frank.
Dawn.
Fuck you, Frank.
But anyway, like you have to have that character, and for me, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm broken. Because that character is literally always almost on.
Are you telling me we stopped DVD extras after this?
Yeah, we still have DVD
Yeah,
extras
we,
after this.
yeah, we do. No, and I
but
get
yeah,
that
yeah.
because I feel
But
like
I'm broken as a person because that's not how most people work.
here's the thing, Chris. I would have
Shut
wanted
the fuck
for
up
him
with
to
that
being you on,
bullshit.
Chris. But I get it though.
My
'cause
brain's different.
We all are a bit broken.
Yeah.
Realistically, and I normally have some level of
I'm perfect.
turned onness, if you will.
Hold on, I have one of those.
Give it. Yeah.
Anyways, yes, I'm always some level of
nipple right now.
correct. I'm always some level of a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just am. That's my bit. It's always been my bit.
He's turning a little bit. Sorry.
My nipples are hard. I am just.
Okay. Full disclosure. I feel like we're the only people that are going to join this podcast. And everyone's like, "What is going on in this?" We're
doing a
lot.
So make sure you check out next week because there'll be video.
Yeah, we don't have video right now.
there will be.
Unfortunately, so you cannot see exactly what's going
Yeah.
on.
Okay, so
but maybe next week.
All right. So sorry, not to interrupt your story, but I'm going to change.
ahead.
I'm going to change the title a little
Yeah,
bit.
go ahead,
What is your process of like going to work and being in front of people like that?
Yeah, so the process for me, I'm pretty lucky in the sense of, or like alcohol does help and it can accelerate that. Obviously, where like a shot works, but
it's cocaine, but
and it makes me
That
get excited.
accelerates it.
I
But
tried it.
for me, it's a morning setup where if I know that I have to have it on at the end of the day, or I know the time frame of when something has to be turned on, or I have to be turned on.
Okay.
I can mentally get there throughout the day, and having that like foresight of when that's going to happen is what works best for me.
So actually, now that you say that, I do the exact same thing.
It's nice,
But-
and yeah,
But I guess for me, that's like every day. kind of thing.
Sure,
It
you know
wouldn't
when
be-
you're gonna have to interact
Yeah,
with people,
so
you're
like
ready for it.
Yeah, so like when I don't have to leave my house, I don't have that mental preparation.
For sure.
So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna chill and play, Call of Duty with the boys. Like I don't have to fuck off.
Yeah.
But then
But
like
even then, like there's a level of turning that on where it's like I'm gonna have to chat with the boys on Call of Duty, so I
Yeah.
gotta be my Call of Duty guy.
but I don't know. Maybe.
I mean,
I think
yes
we're-
for you. Yes for you.
Sure.
We're way more like calm and collected when we play like video games together until
Fair. That's
a
fair.
third party comes in. So it's like me and him
Yeah.
playing. We're just
Yeah.
like, oh, that was fucking stupid.
And
that was
that's
fucking
fair, yeah.
dumb. But then we have like another person that we know but don't know. Then we're like, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Call of Duty.
Check out my
Jesus
live
Christ.
Twitch.
Yeah.
We've only switched like twice, but
They were fucking amazing.
Fun though, yeah, dude. I've
saw so many
honestly,
videos of our
I've
stupid shit.
always wanted to do Twitch. I feel like it'd be fun.
what do you play?
So
Wait, what system do you have? Is which
I'm a PlayStation guy.
yeah, why won't we friends on
Cool, cool,
PlayStation?
cool,
Jesus
cool, cool.
Christ.
Well, so it's a long story. We don't have to get in. We'll get into that in the after hours. Let's
So,
talk
okay,
about
so-
PlayStation after.
No. So what I'll say is that I think, and this is probably like this is gonna sound really cocky. I don't mean to, but I've done enough shows that I think I've been able to just turn everything on and off.
Yeah.
As I'm doing
Pretty
things.
quick.
Yeah.
And
no,
so-
that makes sense. That's not cocky at all.
But the consequence of that is that I don't want it to ever become superficial. That's my fear, and I think sometimes it
I see
can
that.
be.
Yeah, I see that.
But if I'm thinking about it the entire day, I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
I have to be this person at this time because okay, so let's say for example, my typical day, especially in the summertime, it's like you wake up, you do your own thing, you do the work that we have to do. But then I also work with a nonprofit, and just go ahead and hit it real quick. It's fine. And that is time. And I'm going to just go a little bit over just because we can.
Because that's what you do.
I do it all the time.
What we do.
I work with a nonprofit called Sound Effects, which we play at memory care facilities and senior care facilities.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different
Yeah, I've heard
MO.
of it.
That's a different MO from what I do from like a show, but it's still playing in front of people. So I have to, like I drive up there, I warm up my voice, and I get in this like mindset of just like, all right, I got to play some Johnny Cash, some fucking like all these like old timey songs that I actually enjoy playing now.
For sure.
And then after that, I'm just like, all right, I got lunch, or I got like in between. I got to get to this other mindset of just like this and that. But I've gotten to the point where I can actually just go into the like. I honestly just expect every show's gonna go to like shit,
Yeah.
and then I just progressively just get to that point. It's like, all right, this is what the crowd is. This is what it is. But that's also because I did it for a minute. But I understand that, like especially with working in the service industry, you have to have an act, and I think that's why you probably did really well with video, because you understand like. People that come to this bar are seeing this, or how do you get yourself in that aspect of it, right?
Yeah. Well, especially like necessarily like as your position, like it's your product.
But what
Yes.
sucks is that when you're off, like you still feel
It's
worse
tough.
because it's
When I'm not on in
like, let's be real. I'm
When
pretty
I'm-
off on this one, but the alcohol helped a lot.
You're killing it. When I'm
the camera, you guys.
when I'm off at so when I'm off, that means I'm in the back, and I've been in the back all day, and I've been working all day in the back. So sometimes I come off as an asshole if I come behind the bar and like talk to people.
Yeah.
But also like people who have been behind the bar.
No, for sure.
People kind of want that. So sometimes I'm a dick behind the bar, and people are like, "That's great."
Oh,
And
dude,
I'm like,
my passive aggressive sass is my
I'm
favorite.
actually sorry. Like I'm not trying to be a dick to you because I want you to love my product and I want you to have a good time. It's so weird.
Let's put it this way, and I know Chris can agree with me with this. It's the worst when you have to get on when you're not expecting it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like it catches you off
Like
guard.
so, for
You're
example,
like, oh, fuck.
it happened to me. It happened to me when I went to go see Black Panther, the Wakanda Forever, which just go watch for Brown and the Blacks. That's fucking great.
You told me to wait.
Yeah, no, but just watch it. Just at least watch it whenever this comes out. But I remember I was like in line for like getting a drink, and some guy came up to me and he started talking to me, and I was just not. I was like super just focused on this, and I was the biggest probably dick to this guy, and I felt so bad afterwards. But I'm
You
also kind of
probably
like,
weren't.
That's funny because I have a similar
probably
topic that I put
weren't.
in the hat today.
Here's the thing,
but-
neither of you guys are dicks, and I feel like
I
you
can be a
guys
dick
say that you're
sometimes.
dicks.
I can be a dick
but you're
sometimes.
not dicks. No,
Well,
you're
you
just
haven't
like
worked
more,
for me.
You're just more quiet.
You haven't
Okay,
worked with
Gus.
us.
Well,
okay,
no,
guy.
like working for me. Like,
But
hey, Jory.
this is what I gotta say. This is what I gotta say.
Jory,
though.
Jory.
That's me.
This was fucking terrible podcast. Be better next time.
No, this was actually a really good podcast. If you didn't like this podcast, then fuck you.
Exactly.
Hey.
And with that being said, thank you guys again so much for joining us. Jory, thank you so much for joining us tonight as well, man. This was a shit
He
show.
wore his good shirt and you can't even see
I
it.
loved it. I did.
Whiskey.
I wore this shirt because I selling these at 477
God
Distilling
fucking
right now.
damn it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
By the
I
way,
lost
his
the
shirt
fucking
says
camera.
whiskey because no good I can't read. Whiskey because no good story starts with a glass of milk.
Thanks for reading that together, guys.
Thank you guys again so much. Jory,
Thank you. Honestly-
I apologize real quick for just fucking up and not being able to find the camera.
Doesn't
that we
matter.
expensively own.
I had
It's fine.
Yeah.
absolute
fine.
blast today, and I appreciate you guys letting me just be a silly goose.
But guess what?
On mic.
Geeses.
Guess what?
Guys,
We ain't done yet, baby.
we ain't done
DVD
yet.
Extras is coming out on Friday, you guys. So make sure you guys check it out. Jory will be on it as well. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, MySpace.
You have a TikTok now?
I don't know, probably. I mean, after Twitter being dead, maybe. But
Okay. Get a Mastodon. No one's getting Mastodon, by the way.
yeah, True Social, we're on that as well, and Parlor as well. So make sure you guys check us out there. We do a lot of liberal thoughts in that place. It's really fun. But thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Jory, we appreciate you coming in. Make sure you guys
Thank
check out
you.
Thank you guys for having me, honestly.
477 Distillery, one of our favorite distilleries in the fucking world.
Absolute blast.
Thank you guys again.
The podcast.
Chris is going to play us out so we can.
Well, I was going to say, this should be Jory's new sound. Jory.
Fuck that
What happened?
guy.
Fuck that
Yeah, I deleted that sound accidentally. We need
you
Paul
guys
to come
God,
back
but
in.
Paul Knopfsinger saying "fuck that guy's" great. Sorry,
Yeah,
continue.
I deleted that accidentally.
If you guys want more, there's going to be way more in the DVD extras. Thank you guys again so much. We'll see you guys on Friday.